Hello, guys. Good morning. Happy coffee talk. This morning's coffee is Black Rifle coffee in my amazing jujitsu mug that my good friend and training partner Rachel gave me. And I love this mug. That's why you've been seeing it in the rotation a lot. I love it. So, again, if you're new to Coffee Talk, this isn't about coffee. I always just like to share my mug that I'm drinking out of and the coffee that I'm drinking. Kind of like we were sitting on my porch and just talking. I would give you a mug and I'd be like, hey, this is where this mug came from. And by the way, this coffee is blah, blah, blah. So that's kind of why I share it, because at the end of the day, this is just a conversation. I want to hear back from you, by the way. So if you listen to Coffee Talk regularly, I'm not just saying this. I would love to hear from you. So message me on Instagram. Let me know if an episode stands out to you, if it's helpful. If you have something specific you want me to talk about, let me know, because I will do it. This isn't some kind of like giant podcast where I'll never see what you're saying. I actually love to have this be a conversation. So thanks for listening. We're going to dive right into the topic for today. But first, this Thursday, so today's Tuesday, this Thursday, I am doing a masterclass on how to speed up your metabolism. So this might be the number one problem that I hear from people when I get on a consult call and they're like, I can't lose weight. I can't seem to figure it out. I'll lose weight and then I gain it just back and then more. Or why is it so hard for me to lose weight? I've had to do X, Y, and Z. It just doesn't work. And they're like, I think I have a slow metabolism, or maybe I was just born this way, or maybe whatever. Anyways, I am going to unlock the secret of what you need to do if you feel like you have a slow metabolism. So you need to come to that masterclass. If you want the replay, because you can't come live, you still have to register. So be sure to register. I'll put the link in the comments, the link in the show notes, all the places. And I will see you Thursday for that masterclass. So I want to talk about the concept of asking for support and not permission when you are making healthy lifestyle changes, or when you want to make a big shift in your life, whatever that is. Now, I was having a conversation with my good friend, Luciana. She's actually a really phenomenal coach. She coaches for another company, and she's just a good friend of mine. And we were talking about this maybe a week or two ago. We actually filmed something about this because she noticed, and I noticed the same thing, which is that many women in particular really struggle with this because they are people pleasers and because they are concerned with other people's feelings, not just people pleasing, but just in general. And they struggle with taking action because they're seeking permission and validation, whether that is from their friend circle, whether that is from people in their life, whether it's from a spouse. And what they end up doing is they ask for permission, or what do you think? Should I do this? I'm thinking about X, Y, and Z. What do you think? And that doesn't sound that bad, because in theory, that kind of sounds like a conversation. And if you have people in your life that you care about, maybe you want their feedback. But there are moments in our lives where asking for feedback or permission is a critical mistake. And I like to put those moments in the category of important things. And when Luciana and I were talking about this, we were saying that it ends up stopping people from taking action that they know. They don't need permission. They don't need validation. They already know crystal clear they're unhappy. And again, maybe it's they're unhappy in their skin. Every single day they get up, they put clothes on that don't feel good. They look in the mirror, they don't feel good. They know they're not eating well. They don't feel energized. They're short and snappy with their people. They don't have a question mark in their mind about being unhappy with the status quo. So they're not confused about that. But then when they have the opportunity to do something about it, they see the path in front of them. Maybe it's join a gym. And they're like, I'd really like to join that gym. Instead of just deciding this is what I need to do because I'm unhappy with where I'm at right now and that is going to be my next step. Instead of that, again, they're seeking for permission and validation. Can I join this gym? Should I? What do you think? Do we have the money for this? And all of those things, again, don't sound that bad, except in the category of important things. We're not talking about which flavor of ice cream you should get. It's not like, what do you think? Which flavor of ice cream do you like? That's not important. Who cares? Ask the people around you if you feel like it. But we're talking about your actual life here. We're talking about being dissatisfied with how you feel in your physical body and wasting time in life on being unhappy. That is not in the category of What flavor of ice cream do you want? That is in the category of I must do this and I am asking for your support, not your permission. And so maybe it's people at work and you're like, hey, I am going to be walking at lunch from now on, and I'm going to be using that time so that I can feel good and restart. And so I'd like to ask your support and not send me something at 11:59. Just go ahead and send it to me at 1:00 when I'm back, because I'm not going to look at it. So I'm going to ask your support because I'm going to be taking that time every single day. That's not the same thing as saying, hey, would it be all right if, maybe sometimes I go for a walk at lunch, like would that jam you guys up if I, didn't answer your email? I mean, you can go ahead and send it to me and maybe I can stick around most days and do it, but sometimes I'm going to be gone. Do you see the difference? And the second one we do all the time. And so it's maybe the people at work we're asking for permission to do something when we really just need to be asking for support because it's in the category of important things, not ice cream flavors. And so we want to say, hey, I am doing this because I need to, it's important. I want to ask your support. And they can say no. And then you can deal with that. But that's not the same thing as you putting yourself last over and over and over and over again until infinity, when you no longer can do anything about the problem. You are just stuck. But when you see a solution in front of you and you know you need to take action, those are the moments where it's just time to ask for support. Now, this can be really hard if you've never done it before. So don't let me make this sound easy. And when Louisiana and I were talking about this, it was funny because from a coach perspective, there's probably certain categories that we're really comfortable asking for support and not permission. Like, hey, I'm going to need to go to the gym, or I'm going to need to buy this food, or hey, I don't want to eat there. Like, can we go get this? That's pretty much normal for us. And so we recognize that this might be the very first time you've ever done this. But if you look at it and you think about, hey, if you are unhappy with your life and your status quo, there have been behaviors and things that you have done that have led to that place. And when we're talking about making change, we're not talking about just like picking a new list of foods you eat off of. We're talking about making a fundamental shift in you prioritizing yourself with new behaviors that lead to a place where you actually feel good and you're taking care of yourself and you have confidence and you feel like it's something you can maintain and sustain. That requires new behaviors, and one of those new behaviors is this one. And so we recognize that this is not something that just like poof immediately happens, because it is potentially new. You may have never asked anyone in your family to be like, hey, I don't really want to go to fast food. Do you mind if we pull over to the grocery store real fast so I can get out and go get something, because I need food that's going to actually feel good. I don't want to feel like crap the rest of the day. And again, like that is just asking for what you need and say, hey, maybe the best version of that too would have been to ask even before you go and say, and again, we're not asking, even me, I'm defaulting to using the word asking because it's so ingrained in us to want everyone else to say, yes, you can do that. And sometimes we just need to take it in the driver's seat and say, hey, we're going to be on this road trip today for like 4 hours. I mapped out 2 places I'm going to need us to stop at so that I can get reasonable food so I can feel good. That's really the more proactive way, and to be like, hey, would you like me to get you something? Or do you want to stop somewhere near there? But this is what I'm going to need. Like, do you mind if we pick something for you around where I'm going to need to go? That's a flip, right? Holy cow. That might make you pee your pants, what I just said. Because it might be that scary. And again, it's so funny that even I'm like explaining it to you and I'm defaulting like, do you mind if we stop and get this? No. In the category of important things, we need to say, this is what I need. Will you help support me? And then troubleshoot inside of that, right? Like, it's not just like, I'm doing this, get on board or get out. It's, I need this and I'm asking you to support me. And again, if that person is actually important and relevant in your life, then it probably starts a conversation. And you can say like, here's what I'm looking for in support. Can you do this? And if they say no, you're not done. Okay? Here's the part where everybody screws up. If they say no, I will not support you in doing this important thing that you said that you need. Okay? So maybe it's your boss and you have said, I'm asking you for your support that I can be done every day at the assigned time that I'm normally supposed to be done. I'm asking your support. Could you please send me blah, blah, blah beforehand? I'd be happy to take care of it then, but I'm going to be leaving that. And he's like, no, I pay you a salary and you're going to stay here as long as you need to. Get it done. I don't care when you exercise. That's not my problem. She's like, shit. I asked for support. He said no. Now you have information. You now know that you are going to have to solve this problem on your own. They're not going to support you, but the problem did not go away just because they said they're not going to support you. And this is the part, again, where everybody messes up because they just give up. Well, it's not my fault. Boss said I can't do it. Husband said no. Kids said they don't like it. Guess I can't do it. No. Just because they said they will not support you, it does not make the problem go away. In fact, now you have more information to problem solve. This is still ultimately your problem. It is in your lap. You are the person who doesn't feel good in your skin. Not your kids, not your boss, not your husband, not your partner, not your friends. It's actually not their problem. It's your problem. And so if you've asked for support and they say no, it is still your problem to solve. So maybe that solution is find a new job. I'm not kidding. Again, we're not talking about flavors of ice cream here. I'm talking about your life. If your job is not supportive of the things that you need to do to live a healthy, happy life, find a new job. Find a new job. It might take a little while. That's fine. Put the balls in motion. Even if it's 2 years from now, but you've put it in motion and now it's happening, you're actually going to go to a job that supports the life that you want, fine. Find a new job. If your family does not support your healthy lifestyle changes, do them anyway. It is not their body. It's your body. It's your energy. It's your life. It's your joint pain. It's your internal organs. It's your heart. It's your enjoyment of activities that you want to be a part of. It's your participating in pictures. It's not them. It's you. Do it anyway. I'm not saying find a new family, like I said, find a new job, but at the end of the day, it is your problem to solve. And if they're not going to support you, you still have to solve the problem. You still have to find a path forward. Maybe it's a financial thing. Maybe it's like, hey, I really want to, and this has come up a lot lately. I'm going to be really, really blatant about this. I talk to many, many, many women on the phone who are 1000% aware of the problem that they have. They do not feel good. They are miserable. And they want to make a change for a healthier lifestyle. And then when they think about investing in that, and we're talking about a very reasonable investment here. I'm not talking about $50,000. I'm talking about a very reasonable amount of money that they would need to spend monthly in order to solve that problem. And they say, I'm going to ask my husband. And then the husband says, no, you can't. Or we're not going to spend the money on that. It's not in the budget. This is exactly that moment that I'm talking about. And you see it over and over again. And I'm not saying like flip your relationship dynamic into a million pieces, but I'm saying that that is not the end of the conversation. Solve the problem on your own. It's your body. If you are not the financial decision maker in the family, it needs to be a conversation of, hey, I need to ask for your support because I have to do this. If we can pull from our family financial budget to do this, that's what I would like. I want your support so that I can make the step forward. And if the answer is there is no money in the family financial budget to do this, then find the money somewhere else. Get resourceful. If you're not going to be resourceful, it's not a priority. And I'm getting kind of fired up on this episode because I'm so bummed for people who are taking the first no from someone else and just accepting it because it's your life. So if there's no money in the family budget and it's legitimately there's no money there, it's not like, no, I don't want you to do this. We have the money, but blah, blah, blah. I don't believe in you. It's like, no, there's no money there. Then find it. Get resourceful. You can babysit for 4 hours and make enough money to get coaching. You can. So Be resourceful. If this was for something else of a priority in your life, you would figure it out. It's your body. It's your happiness. It's your life. And so if the answer is, we don't have it, then if it's really important to you, it's still your problem. Find the solution. And again, that's what I'm talking about with your job. That's what I'm talking about with your friend circle. That's what I'm talking about with investing in coaching or something that you need, like a gym membership or nutrition coach or some help or healthier food or just asking to go to a decent place when you're on a road trip rather than fast food. It is you who must take the reins here and make this happen. Now, there's another situation that I've seen happen recently, and that is that there is money available to do this for you in your family financial budget, but your partner or spouse or someone says no. You need to figure this out. Eat less. Or, you did this to yourself. You need to figure it out kind of thing. And I'm not kidding. This is for real. This is what people are told all the time. I hear it all the time. And we're not spending the money on that. You need to solve this problem on your own. It's just food. And here's the thing that I want you to understand. This still requires a conversation. And this is, it takes a little bit more here. I actually think we don't have the money, figure it out, let's get resourceful is probably an easier problem to solve. And again, this one could be too. Maybe it's fine, I'm not going to spend it from the family money. I'm going to figure this out. But what I want you to understand is that when you are making a lifestyle shift, and remember we were talking about changing behaviors. So we've had all these behaviors that lead us to this place where we don't feel good, right? And then all of a sudden we're saying, I want to feel better, but you're not just going to put a Band-Aid on it. You actually need to fundamentally shift your behaviors. And one of those behaviors is asking for support and not permission. Another one of those behaviors is regularly knowing that you're going to be investing in your health and wellness for the rest of your life. And this is a mindset shift. And I think it could be helpful in terms of a conversation with your partner, your spouse, your people around this, especially when it comes to money, because this is a part that most people get wrong. I personally, Christy Campbell, who has been a coach and been an expert in this field for, a decade, I personally still invest between $400 and $700 a month in my own health and wellness, not counting food. Between gym memberships, between coaching, between having a plan, between education, between access to, certain support systems that I know help me take care of myself. This is not a quick fix Band-Aid. This is my life. I plan to be 70 years old and still investing in a gym membership, in potentially in coaching, in quality food, in activities that are healthy lifestyle oriented that cost money. That is a forever thing. And so one of the things I might suggest for you, and again, we're creating new behaviors here, so I'm not saying it's easy, this is new, is that the idea that I'm going to need to spend, $800, $1,000, $1,200, $2,500, something on solving this problem. Say you want to lose 40 pounds, and you're like, I'm going to need to spend $2,500 to solve this problem. Okay? So then you're like, okay, I'm going to do this. You need to shift your mindset that probably forever you're going to be spending $2,500, $3,000 a year on taking care of yourself. So this isn't a one-time thing. And maybe this year you're spending it on a coaching program or maybe a gym membership or maybe something, but maybe next year you spend it on something else. Maybe you buy a piece of equipment that you need. Maybe you attend a really cool class, or maybe you put yourself in a position to sign up for some races. You're still investing that money in this category of taking care of yourself. And you need to wrap your head around that is a forever shift. And so if you're talking to your partner, your person, and they are still in the mindset of well, we don't want to spend this one-time thing on this Band-Aid, you can be like, you're right. I don't want to spend this one-time thing on this Band-Aid. I need to fundamentally shift my life. I don't feel good. I'm not happy. I need to shift this. And so I'm going to be needing to invest in myself forever. This is going to be a forever shift. I'm going to need, $3,000 a year for the rest of our lives to make sure I'm taking care of myself. We need to build that into our budget. And this year, I want to invest in these things. Next year, it's going to be new things, but this is not going away. That's the conversation that you need to have. And you know why I'm saying that? I'm not saying it to sell you coaching. I'm saying this because this is what I didn't understand. This is what I didn't know. And when Louisiana and I were talking about this and we were seeing this play out for people, it broke our hearts because we knew that this barrier was the one keeping them from what they wanted. This idea that you have to ask for support and not the idea that you have to ask for permission and not support was stopping people from actually living the life that they want. And so this behavior shift, this mindset shift, this like, you know what, I'm asking for support, I'm not asking for permission. Second, if you're not going to support me, I'm going to problem solve and figure it out myself. And then third, help me make this a forever change, because this is the concrete things that are going to shift in my universe, and be a part of it or don't. But it's your body. You have to do this for yourself, whatever that looks like. And I didn't know that. I didn't know that 12 years ago when I was stuck and I was 40 pounds overweight. And I was like, what the heck? I guess it was 10 years ago. I didn't know it. Nobody had ever told me this. So I'm telling you this now. One of the behavior changes you must make to create a healthy lifestyle for yourself is to ask for support and not permission. Problem solve. Get scrappy. Have conversations around things that have to be different. And then make moves. Give people the opportunity to get on board. And if they don't, it is still your body. You have to figure it out. Whatever that looks like for you. So that's my coffee talk episode for today. I kind of got a little bit fired up, but that's okay because this is real. This is important. Again, it's not a friggin' flavor of ice cream. This is your life. And it just breaks my heart when this one thing is stopping people from actually feeling better. And so if this episode was helpful for you, do me a huge favor. Screen capture it, share it, tag me on Instagram. I would love to, again, continue this conversation. Like I said at the beginning of this, if you need help learning how to have this conversation, then I want to help you with that. I can give you some of the language if you're like, hey, I don't know how to ask my boss, and tell him what I need. I don't know how to talk to my partner about what I need. I don't know how to talk to my kids about how I need to make this shift. Then shoot me a message. I am not kidding. I will help you figure out the language that you need to have that conversation and make this shift so that you can start saying, I'm asking you for your support, not asking for permission. I'm going to do this anyway. I'm going to do it anyway because it's that important. So thanks for plugging into Coffee Talk. If you haven't done so, subscribe to Fit Me Coffee Talk on your favorite podcast platform. And if you are not a part of our Facebook group, go to Facebook, search Fit Me Community, request to join the group. I will add you there. If you haven't seen the Metabolism Masterclass stuff, be sure to sign up. The class is Thursday. There'll be a replay available for a day or two, but you need to be a part of that. And then last but not least, my good friend Louisiana, who I mentioned a couple times in this episode, I will put her information below. She's a phenomenal coach, just a great person. And so give her a follow because she's doing really, really awesome work with people. And so look forward to talking to you guys later.